dust in the winds, I suppose. Nobody cares what an old man believes anymore, do they? Let's continue on with the task at hand. I would prefer to think of the present today.
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan? What is it you would like to speak to me about? After my father died, my mother was left to support me alone. A single non-human woman, living in one of the worst, most violent slums on Taris. It was not easy for her. When my father was killed, it seemed that something in her began to die as well. She worked. She worked as hard as she was able. But over time, she began to waste away. I later learned that she was unable to get enough money to feed both of us, and had to start borrowing from the exchange, a band of cutthroats and smugglers. But even that was not enough. She hid what she was doing from me. She gave most of her food to me so that I would be strong, but she herself was suffering deeply from it. In the end, she could go on no longer, and collapsed at the cantina where she worked one day. She never recovered. There was nothing really that I could do for her. She left me no money, and no doctor would see her without being paid first. I sat by her bed for days as she lay there dying. I never want that to happen to someone I care about ever again. But there was still the money she had borrowed. She had never paid it back and made no provisions for her death. You must understand. The exchange is brutal. They care nothing for the life of a sentient being. They are the major suppliers of slaves on Taris. They thought it would be appropriate that, with my mother owing them money, the debt should be passed on to me. And with no way to pay, they took me by force. You have no idea what it is like to be bound like a beast and treated as such. It was the worst time of my life. They treated me like livestock. They were waiting for a buyer to give them some credits for me when the Jedi came to fight the Mandalorians. The Jedi could not abide by what they saw there, and drove the exchange from the face of the world, freeing those of us imprisoned there. But the Jedi soon left to fight their war, and I was left with a dream. I swore that I would become a Jedi. As soon as I had enough money to do it, I bought passage on a freighter headed for Dantooine, and we both know what has happened since then. I am grateful to you for having given me the opportunity to fulfill my dream, rather than become what I hated. Someday, I may make it up to you. But for now, let us keep on the task at hand.
How can I help? Then I suggest we move on.
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan? What is it you would like to speak to me about? Of course.
Got something on your mind, do you? Oh, that was not until many years later, to tell the truth. I spent quite some time wandering the galaxy. Why wouldn't they? I had refused my promotion to Jedi. I was a Padawan who had left the Order, nothing more. I traveled from one civilized system to the next, never staying long. I don't even think I knew what I was searching for. It wasn't as if my travels were pleasant either. There were plenty of folks who distrusted the Jedi after the war, or worse. If people weren't treating me with suspicion, they were looking at me with greed. I don't know how many thought they could make use of me for their own ends. I got so sick of the treachery and deceit. I left the civilized parts of the galaxy and headed instead for the uncivilized parts. Actually, I was on my way somewhere else when I crash-landed on Kashyyyk. The ship I was using was a rust bucket. I'm no mechanic, and besides, after you plunge nose first in the trunk of a 5-kilometer-high tree, chances are you don't have much ship left. I'd taken some damage passing through an unexpected asteroid field, as I recall, but I wasn't completely without some systems. I could still guide her a bit when I crashed. It wasn't what I would call the smoothest landing, especially considering I ended up smack at the depths of the Shadowlands. But I lived. Sure, why not? It seemed like an interesting enough place to spend a couple of decades exploring. Oh, they did at first, oh yes. I can't say I was overly pleased to encounter a group of indigenous giant carpets either, I can assure you of that. Well, that was after 2 decades of helping them. They certainly didn't trust me at first. When I could, I would assist a few young ones who would get lost in the Shadowlands or attacked unexpectedly by the wildlife. I must say, for a while there, the Wookiees actually thought I was some kind of benevolent forest god. Amusing, really. I set them straight eventually. At first, when the slavers took to hunting down lone Wookiees in the fringes of the Shadowlands, I did my best to divert them. Later, when Shundar made his deal, I didn't see any point. I wasn't here to save them from their own sad follies, after all. Not really. Kashyyyk is a place you can feel very small in. It felt good to devote my time to helping people and living simply. What can I say? I did it all for the Wookiees. The Wookiees? Well, okay, maybe I needed some time on a quiet and remote planet, but if you ever need a friend, an incredibly strong hairball isn't a bad call. I suppose I am, in a way, despite the smell. For a race of gardeners, they've developed quite interestingly. You remember the alien computer, correct? Kashyyyk was meant to be an agricultural planet. The Wookiees were made for a reason, or at least that's what I'm thinking. But I'm an old man who's had a long time to develop that opinion, so don't argue with me. At any rate, we should be moving along, don't you think? If you sat around this long in the Shadowlands, attack would eat you.
Yeah, what do you want? Your choice. I'm here if you want something done right.
Yes?
What?
Yes?
What? Yeah, what do you want? You're...
Got something on your mind, do you? Are we back to that again? What's the best way for me to approach this? Perhaps it's time for a little story. You just keep quiet there, you. I've had to put up with all your busybody questions, haven't I? Well, now you'll listen to a story, damn it. Now, where was I? Oh, yes, the story. You almost made me forget about it. Nice try, but I'm not that old just yet. Now then, a young man sees a terribly venomous snake in his small village. Nervous, he watches the snake carefully until it leaves. The young man follows the snake into the forest. He clears the branches out of its path and helps it over obstacles. He even works to keep it fed. Shush! Many nights pass, and still the young man continues to follow the snake. He even follows it into the sands of the great desert. In the desert, the snake eventually grows hungry. It turns and bites the young man, its poison quickly working its way into his system. Finally, curious, the snake looks at the boy as he lays dying and asks, "Why were you foolish enough to follow me all the way out into the desert?" The boy looks back and replies, "Did I follow you? I thought I was leading you away from everyone else." And then he died. Well, now, that's what I wanted to see for myself. The real question is whether or not I'm as frightened as I should be, isn't it? I've told you before that you have a destiny before you. This does not mean, however, that your future is already written. They are not the same thing. You have the choice of which direction you take your destiny in. More than engine-sucking Andor, certainly. But even he had a choice. So far, you've chosen to take the lighter path. Can you stay that course, even through the challenges ahead? We'll have to wait and see. I'm not here to judge you or tell you which path to take. I'm here ready to offer you my help, should you ask for it. I do that because I think it's important. More important than remaining in my home and pretending the galaxy doesn't exist. That's why I'm here. I'm rather glad I came too, really. You're a fine young lad. I hope things turn out well for you. Now then, I've chatted enough for one lifetime. Let's get this show on the road, shall we?
How may I be of assistance to you, Padawan? What is it you would like to speak to me about? Of course.
Got something on your mind, do you?
What the hell is your kind doing here? Bad enough I have to deal with all these other idiots, but now there's a stinking Cathar on this world, too?
I have as much right to be here as you do, sir.
Yeah, do like the Jedi tells you and back off. Your people are pathetic. It's no wonder we crushed your world so easily.
What? What do you know about my world?
I know enough that... Hey, wait a minute. You look familiar somehow.
What? You?
This doesn't concern you, Jedi trash. Now where could I have... No, he's dead, and she likely is too.
What are you talking about?
Maybe I was wrong. Still, I think a specimen like you would be a nice addition to my collection. So, what would it take, Jedi, for you to sell your pet here to me? Now don't be so selfish. We both know Cathair aren't real people anyway. The females make amusing pets, but the males should be put down like the animals they are. I remember one time on Taris.
What? What did you say? What did you do on Taris, you scum?
Put one of you down like the animals you are. So easy. Then I saw one of the females on the auction block. But those darn Jedi.
It was you.
What? Me? Oh, now I recognize where I've seen that face before. You were the little Cathair I was going to purchase. But those Jedi came and stole my pet away from me. When I was fighting with the Mandalorians against the Cathair, I developed an appreciation for these creatures. They make excellent servants if properly trained. You Jedi act all prim and proper, but inside you must feel the same way I do about the lesser, non-human species. The Sith at least let their feelings show on the outside.
The homeworld.
Come now. Will you let your pet go? I'm sure we can come up with a price we both think is fair.
And I will see you dead for what you have done to my people.
Hold on a second. Don't be hasty.
There is peace. I will remain calm. I am a Jedi now. My lust for vengeance must be curbed.
Yes. Say no to the dark side, but I will have you yet. Ha!
My Cathar blood seethes at the thought of that man still running free. I cannot stand still while I think about it, but I will not give in to the dark side either. He will pay for his crimes, though. He will most likely be following us. Me. If we could find him first, then he may not be able to set in motion whatever he has in store for us.
Ucua penki, toni tuamaji, human ak ikatune, chi itakanki, chana kilikon. Tong hi tuama ak ikotune, potong hi tuamaji ak ikotun, tong panokun, nonek, chi wi aita, chi wak aita kanki chana tupornibo. kun muliras nimo poi wanga tang ituama ji human act ikatune chiwa aita kang kicha na tupornibo kun muliras nimo poi wanga tang ituama ji chiwi aita ka chong chicha agi uko tune chuna mulira tang ituama ji kona tong kipa non kunek abog chiwa aita kang kicha na tupornibo kun muliras nimo poi wanga tang ituama ji human act ikatune Jiska dosoki kopa bono nakachu labora na winki smack toma uyami piusku chita nai uchua penki topa na oto bokasa yubabato kamchi tong hituama aki inkotune potong hituama ji aki inkotu tong padokun nonek chiwi aita ka chong chicha ki mujiska dosoki kopa bono nakachu labora na winki smack toma kuyami piusku chita nai uchua penki topa no tong hituama aki inkotune potong hituama ji aki inkotu tong padokun nonek Jiska dosoki kopa bono nakachu labora na winki smack toma kuyami piusku chita nai uchua penki tong hituama aki inkotune potong hituama ji aki inkotu tong padokun nonek chiwi aita ka chong chicha agi inkotune chuna mulira tong hituama ji kona tong kipa chiwa aita kang kicha na tupornibo kun muliras nimo poi wanga tang ituama ji human act ikatune Jiska dosoki kopa bono nakachu labora na winki smack toma kuyami piusku chita nai uchua penki topa no tong hituama aki inkotune potong hituama ji aki inkotu tong padokun nonek chiwi aita ka chong chicha ki mulira chiwi aita ka chong chicha agi inkotune chuna mulira tang ituama ji kona tong kipa non kunek abog Jiska dosoki kopa bono nakachu labora na winki smack toma kuyami piusku chita nai uchua pen chiwa aita kang kicha na tupornibo kun muliras nimo poi wanga tang ituama ji human act ikatune chiwi aita ka chong chicha agi inkotune chuna mulira tang ituama chiwi aita ka chong chicha agi inkotune chuna mulira tang ituama ji kona tong kipa chiwa aita kang kicha na tupornibo kun muliras chiwi aita ka chong chicha agi inkotune chuna mulira tang ituama ki mulira kun king tong hit chiwi aita ka chong chicha agi inkotune chuna mulira tang ituama ji kona tong kipa non kunek abog tong hituama aki inkotune potong hituama ji aki inkotu tong padokun nonek chiwi aita ka chong chicha ki mulira kun king tong hituama aki inkotune potong hituama ji aki inkotu tong padokun chiwi aita ka chong chicha agi inkotune chuna mulira tang ituama ji kona tong kipa non kunek abog Jiska dosoki kopa bono nakachu labora na winki smack toma kuyami piusku chita nai uchua penki tong hituama aki inkotune potong hituama ji aki inkotu tong padokun nonek chiwi aita ka chong chicha ki Disca dosoki, kopa bono nakachu, labora na winki smack toma, kuyami jusku chita nai, uchua penki, topa na tong hitwama aki inkotune, potong hiwama ji aki inkotun, tong panokun, nonek, chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Ki disca dosoki, kopa bono nakachu, labora na winki smack toma, kuyami jusku chita nai, uchua penki, tong hitwama aki inkotune, potong hiwama ji aki inkotun, tong panokun, nonek, chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Ki muli Chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Agi inko tune chuna muli ra. Tong hitwama chiko na. Tong kipa. Tong hitwama aki inko tune. O tong hitwama ji aki inko tun. Tong panokun nonek. Chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Ki nu disca dosoki. Kopa bono nakachu. Labora na winki smack toma. Kuyami jusku chita nai. Uchua pen tong hitwama aki inko tune. Potong hiwama ji aki inko tun. Tong panokun nonek. Ki muli ra kun ki. Chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Agi inko tune.
Takum justak miki gravel mogo. Kachi chu ai donga tulpada bonk molya gando danago chuchut. Tong hai tuam jiji yumalith pa ang yinkotu. Tulpada bonk molya gando danago chuchut. Kachi chu. Takum justak miki gravel mogo. Kachi chu ai donga tulpada bonk molya gando danago chuchut. Mogash tong hai tuam jiji yumalith pa ang yinkotu. Tulpada bonk molya gando danago chuchut. Kachi chu. Takum justak Miki Grabal Mogo. Kachi chu ay thaudunga, tulpada bonk molya gando danago churchut. Moga tong hay tuam jiji yumalith pa ang ninkotu. Tulpada bunk walya gando danago churchut, kachi chu ay thaudunga. Yumalith. Chipedwana ni bobo. Tonk nabung shanun yang. Tonk pat. Tony puto. Rana no prat.
Yeah, what do you want? The war we had with the Republic was supposed to be the most glorious battle in our history. but it was a very costly one. I guess we didn't think of how much we could lose in it. There weren't many of us after that last battle. Mandalore himself was killed at the hands of the Jedi Revan. The best of us could not defeat him. After that last battle, those of us that survived were stripped of our weapons, our armor, and our basilisks. Revan's forces destroyed them while we were forced to watch. Those who hadn't fled earlier were left with nothing to call their own. No weapons, no armor, only the honor of having fought in the battle we just lost. For many, this was not enough. While the rest of us were sent into exile on the Outer Rim, they tried to relive the old days, raiding worlds. They're nothing more than bandits now. Yeah, I found word on Taris. And forcing for Davik was not stimulating. The gangs on Taris and Davik's rivals were trash. They give no thrill in battle, no honor or glory in defeating them. It was like stepping on bugs. I sought worthy challenges, but the best that Taris could offer were nothing to me. But I think now, with you, I may finally find opponents worth fighting. Maybe later I'll tell you more about what it was like to work for Davik. For now, though, we should get on with our lives. Is there something else you want to know? Your choice. I'm here if you want something done right.
Got something on your mind, do you?
My Cathar blood seethes at the thought of that man still running free. I cannot stand still while I think about it, but I will not give in to the dark side either. He will pay for his crimes, though. He will most likely be following us. Me. If we could find him first, then he may not be able to set in motion whatever he has in store for us.
Yeah, what do you want? You're...
At last, my search is over. I was beginning to fear someone else had killed you and deprived me of the pleasure. You may have defeated the pathetic bounty hunter my master sent after you. But you are no match for me. I have studied at the foot of the Dark Lord himself. Your words mean nothing to me. Unless you wish to beg for your life. No? Then I shall try to make this both quick and painful.
Your wish?
Got something on your mind, dude?
Let's see what you got.
Oh, it's you again. I'll just let you pass. The boys in the office may need authorization in triplicate, but not me. Good hunting out there.
Jedi can be.
This is what I live for. You're dead.
For the Republic!
Ah, so we meet again, Canderous. It has been quite a long time.
Joggy? He was a warrior under my command up to the Battle of Althir. But I thought...
You thought I was dead, didn't you? You thought all of us that you had sent on that attack had perished. You sent us to die in a foolish attack, while you directed your forces elsewhere. You broke from the battle plan and let us die for it, so that you could have the honor of being the first to kill the enemy commander.
I did what was prudent at the time. If I had not done it, the battle would have...
The battle would have been won anyway. I am tired of your excuses, Canderous. I have spent years tracking you down since the clans were banished, and I will not rest until I've had my vengeance. I challenge you, Canderous. I challenge you to fight the fight you fled that day above Althir, in the dune seas of Tatooine. I will be waiting for you. I have spread the news of the challenge since I learned you had landed on this world. All the surviving Mandalorian clans know of what I do here, and that we shall meet on Tatooine to settle this debt of vengeance once and for all. If you fail to meet me there, you shall be stripped of all honor and forever cast out of our society. It will be you and me alone in the dune seas of Tatooine. A final battle that can only end in death. I shall be waiting for you there, Canderous.
Sure.
Uchua penki, tang itwama ji, human ak ikatune, chi itakanki. Chi wi aita ka tong chicha, agi ikotune, chunamuri ra, tang itwama ak ikotune, kotang itwama ji aki ikotu, tang panokun, nonek ki muri ra. Chiwi aita ka tong chicha, agi inko tune chuna muli ra tangi wama jikona tongki chiwa aita kan kicha na chupornibo kun muli ra snimo poiwanga tangi wama chiwi aita ka chong chicha agi inko tune chuna muli ra tangi wama jiki muli ra kun ki tong hi wama aki inko tune potong hi wama ji aki inko tune tong pa no kun no nek chiwi aita chiwa aita kan kicha na chupornibo kun muli ras nimo poiwanga tangi wama ji human ak inka tune chiwi aita ka chong chicha agi inko tune chuna muli ra tangi wama ji kona tong ki pa no kunek abog Chua pengki, yun patisa, di chuba ji koka naga, kingu wa muli radwana, kinba ni chalora kun, tong hi dwama aki inko tune, o tong hi wama ji aki inko tun, tong pa no kun, no nek, chiwi aita ka chong chicha, ki muli ra kun king, kinba diska dosoki, kopa bono nakachu, labora na winki smack toma kuyami jusku chita nai uchu ape tong hi dwama aki inko tune o tong hi wama ji aki inko tu tong pa no kun no nek chiwi aita diska dosoki kopa bono nakachu labora na winki smack toma kuyami jusku chita nai uchu ape chiwi aita ka chong chicha agi inko tune chuna muli ra tangi wama tong hi wama aki inko tune o tong hi wama ji aki inko tu tong pa no kun no nek chiwi tong hi wama aki inko tune o tong hi wama ji aki inko tu tong pa no kun no nek chiwi aita ka chong chi chiwi aita ka chong chicha agi inko tune chuna muli ra tangi wama diska dosoki kopa bono nakachu labora na winki smack toma kuyami jusku chita nai uchu apen
I've been given a challenge I can't ignore. We've got to go to the dune seas of Tatooine so I can find Jagi and kill him for his insult to me. This is between me and Jagi. You don't have to get involved. If you're lucky, he might spill something before I spread him in a paste over the dunes.
My Cathar blood, he will pay.
Oh, it's you again. I'll just let you pass. The boys in the office may need authorization in triplicate, but not me. Good hunting out there.
Baba Hassan-shan, no ba muri rati lai kunka? Chiwak aita kang kicha na chupornibo, kun muri ras limo poiwanga tang itwamaji human act in ikatune chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Agi inko tune chuna muri ra tangi wama jiko na tonk ipa nonku nek abog chiwa aita kang kicha na chupornibo kun muri ra slimo poiwanga tangi wama ji human act in ikatune kakincha na wabakaon bagwa shank konti machit Kakincha nawabakaon, bagwa shank konti machit
You're dead.
So you managed to come after all. I see you brought friends.
You brought some of your own as well.
Ha! Indeed I did. I foresaw that you might need help, so I arranged a distraction. I do not need to hear your excuses, Jedi. I know why he brought you.
Enough of this talk, Jagi. Let's do what we came here to do.
We both know the stakes here, and we both know what we must do. It is only in death that this can end.
This is a matter of honor. I cannot stand by this insult. I must do this!
In the battle above the world of Althir, he ordered us to attack the enemy flank, promising us support. But when he saw better prospects for his own glory, he abandoned us and left us to die surrounded by enemies.
If I had not attacked when I did, the battle would not have been won so easily.
It would still have been won. You sent your own men to die there, Canderous. I cannot forgive you for what you did to us. You will pay.
That's not the way it happened. The Althiri were fighting hard. I saw a break in their defenses that left their center exposed. I had to take the chance. If I had not done what I did, many more warriors would have died and the battle would have taken much longer. I stand by my decision.
You coward. You glory hunter. You were given direct orders and were part of a plan. You had a responsibility to us.
I can regret their loss, but it was necessary.
He left us to die when his responsibility was to us. Instead, he went hunting more glory for himself. He cost us hours. But I do see your point. But why did you have to leave us there to die while you chased glory somewhere else?
I saw a chance and I had to take it. It ended the battle quicker than we would have otherwise, and many of our warriors may have died. Mandalore taught us that opportunism and flexibility in battle were to be admired. You may contradict me, but do you contradict him as well?
No, I see that I have been wrong. I have not been true to the teachings of Mandalore. You were right. I was wrong to question your honor, but I must now cleanse mine with my life.
And so it shall be.
I will be your doom!
Huh? This is... Here it is!
Is what a Jedi can do.
Yes?
Sure.
I think this has affected me in ways I didn't anticipate. I think I'll need time to sort things out. Thanks for what you did. Whatever your intentions might have been. I just need time. Yeah, what do you want? This thing with Jagi, I don't know. Give me some time and I'll be able to sort this out on my own. Is there something else you wanted? Your choice. I'm here if you want something done right.
There she is. Get her, men. But remember, don't kill her. I'll have the last laugh in the end.
What do you mean?
You may have killed me today, but I had the pleasure of killing off your species. Not everyone who fought alongside the Mandalorians did it for their stupid concept of honor. Some of us just did it for the pleasure. The pleasure of seeing your world burn.
You animal! You wretch!
But I'm beyond your petty vengeance now, girl. You can never have your revenge.
I will not give him the satisfaction of seeing me give in to the dark side.
Worm, I killed your people on Cather in the sky. On the ground. In their homes. I hunted them down like the animals they were. Just to see them burn. But the treacherous beasts fought back and left me with injuries that meant I could never fight again. Or so they thought.
No, I will not give in to him.
I ended up in the lower city of Taris, and what did I find? A few of those stinking beasts living there. The male was easy enough to best, but the females proved elusive. I didn't know what happened to them after I killed the male. Until I saw this cursed woman on the auction block. But then the Jedi came and ruined everything before I could have my revenge.
You killed my father. You killed my people. You treat us like animals. You deserve to die.
Give in and embrace your hate. You are no better than me. You are nothing.
Help me, please. Do not let me give in to my anger again. There is peace. No, I will not do this. He may die, but it will not be out of my vengeance.
You coward. You weak.
That man was a beast! A monster! I am glad that the galaxy is now rid of him so he may not harm others again. I do regret, though, that he did not die by my hand. I know, but must I always fear the lure of the dark side? It was for the best. I am glad that you stood by my side during this. We should continue our journeys now. No reason for staying here for this.
Have you managed to retrieve the data from our droid in the Sith base? Excellent. It does not appear to have been tampered with, so the Sith did not manage to copy its contents yet. And now for your information. We are not supposed to speak of this, but since you are a Jedi and we have exhausted all the other options, I think I can entrust you with this. As you know, the Republic is fighting for its very existence against the evil of the Sith Empire. As you also undoubtedly know, we're doing very poorly. We need much in the way of supplies and material to stem the tide of battle and bring us victory. Manaan is the sole source of Kolto, the most powerful medical substance in the galaxy. Frankly, we need as much of it as we can get. The Selkath conservatives, with their neutrality treaties, seek to treat the Sith and the Republic equally. This includes Kolto exports. But a few more far-sighted Selkath see that if the Sith are ever allowed to win, the galaxy will be plunged into darkness, and there would be nothing to stop them from taking Manaan anyway. So we made a deal. We recently began construction of a secret underground facility to harvest Kolto directly at its source. We also hope to one day be able to synthesize it effectively. Current techniques are insufficient for the task, so we must mine it for now. The amount we take would hardly be noticed, since most is lost naturally before it reaches the surface anyway. We were nearing completion of the base when the digging teams reported some sort of obstruction. An ancient building or artifact, possibly your star map. Transmissions from the base were cut off abruptly after that, and we haven't heard from the station since. We don't know. We just don't know. As you may have noticed, we're hiring a lot of mercenaries around here. Ostensibly, they're to be shipped off-world to aid in our fight against the Sith, but they're really for another purpose. When we lost contact with the station in the Rackard Rift, we sent our contingent of Republic soldiers down to investigate. None returned. We've tried hiring mercenaries and sending them down as well, but none of those expeditions have returned either. The reason we really sent that droid underwater, and the reason we needed its data back so badly, was to find out what happened to the Rackard Rift station. But now that we have the data back, our operation is in no danger of exposure to the Sith. And now I must live up to my end of the bargain. I took the liberty of having a submarine prepared for your departure. Merely use this card to get past the door behind our Kolto packing room and enter the sub therein. It has been programmed to take you down to the station, and also to take you back up should you need something. I would send soldiers to assist you, but we've lost many of ours, and nearly exhausted the mercenary population of this planet. The soldiers we have are barely enough to keep this base secure. The Sith have also noted our interest and begun to bribe mercenaries away from us. Please, find out what happened to the facility. There may be some survivors left down there. Perhaps even the head scientist, Kono Nolan. Good luck in your efforts.
Your wish?
Yes?
How did you get in? Did they send another submersible? Quick, we have to get out of here. We have to get away. No! No, we have no time. We have to leave now. I managed to close the door after they killed everyone else, but I don't know how long it will hold. The Selkath, they went crazy. They started killing anything that moved. Someone must have triggered the defense systems too, because all the droids activated as well. I was one of the mercs the Republic sent down here to find out what happened. We came down and secured the first couple of rooms. There were bodies everywhere, and the Selkath came out, screaming and croaking their fishy little war cries. They swarmed out and over us. There was no way we could stop them. So we ran. But hardly any of us made it. I locked the door behind us, but the others had already left in the submersible. The sharks. The Ferox are out there, and worse. I heard an explosion shortly after the submersible left. They didn't make it. Just food for the sharks and the Selkath. Like us. Back to the surface, yes. No! There's something out there. It got the other submersible already. We can't leave until you do something. Blow up the entire station, maybe. That might distract whatever it is long enough for us to escape to the surface. But all the machinery and stuff is in the southern half, and that's been flooded. There might still be environmental suits around, but the Selkath might have laid their eggs in them. No! I locked the door so the Selkath won't get in. If you open it, we're all done for. If you go in there, you're dead. You're all dead. If you want to die, then go. You won't hear me mourning for you. I'll stay here and be safe until some sort of real rescue comes.
What can I do? Your wish? There. I'm here. Yes?
I think I've been poisoned.
Sure.
I'm here. Your wish?
Sure.
What can I do? Your wish?
You shall fall. You shall fall.
That hurt, I bet.
So be it.
Yes?
Is somebody out there? Fishy, 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 come and eat me too. You can't get me, little fishy. Not in here. I'm safe behind my walls. Investigate? You're just like the others. Fodder for the Selkath. Walk and fish next. Trump, trump, trump. If you can run, you might be fast food.
And the Selkath went insane and started killing everybody. I locked myself in here. I'm safe in here. Nothing can hurt me in here. No fishy food for me.
Don't know. Go ask them. When the demon screamed, it shook every mind in the station. We fell to the ground but survived. Fishy fishies, though, they just got hungry. No, 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 no. That's what the others said. Mercenaries like you, but they're dead. The Selkath ate them. Lunchy munchy. Only the ones left in the south part of the base might still be alive, where the Kolto is. Few fishies there, but many, many, many fishies in between the water. Bye-bye. Go look for fishy people. They'll chomp and bite and chomp and bite. Food for fishy. That's you.
Let's make this quick. So be it.
It's what a Jedi can do. What is it?
Let's make this. There.
There.
Who's there? You're not Cellcath, I can see that much. Are you another rescue crew? I'm a merc the Republic hired a couple days ago to investigate. But all we found was a bunch of insane Cellcath killing everything that moves. All my companions are dead. The Cellcath swarmed over us. There were dozens of them. And they looked wrong, somehow. Like something had changed inside them. Insane or something. Oh, I'd have gone back to the surface long ago if this complex hadn't been overrun by all those crazy Cellcaths. There's no way for me to get to the submarine docking bay. I discovered a way to get to the bay and seal off the rest of the base. I just have to find the Kolto harvester they built on the edge of the Harakert Rift. It's got an emergency override to open the doors to the submarine docking bay. And I could get in from the outside. I figured my only chance was to slap on an environment suit, head out onto the ocean floor, and check that harvester out for myself. Besides, it's gotta be safer out on the ocean floor than back in there with all those crazed Cellcath mutants running around looking for dinner. I'm not spending another minute in this facility. Not with those psychotic fish people all over the place. I'm heading out to the ocean floor right now. It leads to another complex of buildings. Going through them is the only way to reach the Kolto harvester. We should probably stick together, but I won't wait around in here with the Cellcath. You can catch up with me if you want. Down the hall and through the doors on the right. I'll be waiting on the ocean floor where it's safe.
Come on, hurry up. Don't just stand there, we have to keep moving. The water is filled with... Ow! Ah!
No, you can't come in here. You'll let the Firaxa and the Selkath in. No, stay out! Stay out! I won't let you open the door for those monsters to get in. I'll stop you. I'll suck all the pressure out of the chamber. That'll stop you.
Kill them! Kill them now!
60 seconds to complete depressurization. 54 seconds to complete depressurization. 48 seconds to complete depressurization. 42 seconds to complete.
No. The Firaxa will get us. No, the Selkath are coming. No!
No! Ah!
I'm sorry for what I did. I don't know what came over me. I just panicked when I heard someone outside the door. Please forgive me. I'm just so scared.
We're both just scared.
When the Selkath went crazy, I thought everyone else except me and Sammy went mad. We had a few people outside the station when it happened.
The Firaxan sharks just tore them apart. It was like they were frenzied.
The next thing we knew, our Selkath researchers started screaming and clawing at everything around them. My team was torn apart and eaten before my eyes. Sammy and me, I thought we were the only ones left. We heard the Selkath outside the doors every once in a while, and strange noises echoing through the base.
We thought everyone was dead or insane. I must have been hysterical. I don't know what I can say. I truly apologize for the horrible mistake I was making.
I'm Kono Nolan, and this is Sammy. We were scientists working here on the Harakard Rift project. We had a secret agreement with the moderates in the Selkath government. They knew that Manaan could not survive independently if the Sith were victorious.
Those thugs would wipe out the whole damn planet just to get at the Kolto.
So the Republic approached them about making this secret installation to harvest more Kolto, where the Sith couldn't see us. But all that went horribly, horribly wrong.
We don't know. Not for sure.
The work teams were outside in the rift, near the vent. Then there was this rumbling, and my head felt like it was splitting open.
This monster rose up from the rift.
It was a Firaxa shark, I think. Bigger than anything I'd ever seen before. Bigger than our submersibles.
It was like it was screaming inside my head.
Then all the Selkath started screaming too. And they turned on us. It was like they couldn't control themselves. Like the sound that the monster was making in our heads drove them insane.
Well, maybe it was protecting the ruins by the rift.
It could have been. It might have a lair in the Harakard Rift near the Kolto vent. That might explain a few things, too.
why it reacted so violently when our construction efforts got closer to the vent. And also, why it's so large. It must be feeding off the Kolto. It would have to be ancient indeed for it to reach that size. With Kolto as a food source.
And all those other Phyraxan sharks? Those might be its offspring.
Which would be why they all swarmed when it called out to them. Children coming to protect their mother. The Phyraxan sharks have always been a serious problem. We had some blasters and projectile cannons to defend against them, but they still got some of our workers from time to time.
We were working on a soluble chemical compound that would drive them away. Something that smelled or tasted repulsive to them, but we never got it working right.
Oh, I think not. Even flawed like it is, it should be ideal for this situation.
No, it's not working right. You don't know what it'll do. The repellent we made was supposed to drive Phyraxan sharks away, but we never got very far in its development. The one we tested instead was violently toxic to them, rupturing their outer skin in seconds and preventing them from drawing oxygen from the water by clogging their intakes.
Which is exactly what we need in this situation. Something to kill that monster shark that destroyed our station.
But we don't know how else the chemical reacts. We only tried it in a controlled environment. In the open ocean, who knows what it could do? It could even affect the Kolto.
We know exactly what it'll do. It'll kill the shark. That's what we designed it to do. You don't need to do anything else. We have a canister of the toxin here right now. We were working on it before the giant Phyraxan drove all the Selkath insane. All you need to do is insert it into the main Kolto harvester and have it vented. Get away as soon as you can. We don't know how much worse it'll affect the giant Phyraxan shark.
Well, the monster seems to have been driven out by the machinery we installed at the edge of the rift. We've seen it out there on the cameras, bashing itself against the machines. I think if you could destroy the machinery we installed, the shark would calm down and retreat back into its lair inside the rift. You can reprogram the harvesting machines to overpressure their self-oxidizing fuel so that the fuel tank canisters will rupture and the entire machine will destroy itself. The hydrolium gas we use is a gas at 1 to 3 million Sangin, a liquid at about 4 million Sangin, and a solid above that. When it's a liquid, it's very explosive. If you inject enough of the hydrolium gas into the tank, the pressure will be so great that it'll turn to liquid form and start a chain reaction inside the machine.
But we'll lose everything we've built here. All those years of work.
It's better than whatever your chemical will do to the water. Good. Destroying the machinery will be better in the long run. We can't risk damaging the environment or the Kolto. You'll have to break into the computer on the harvesting machine and fiddle with the fuel injectors to get the tank pressure up to the point where the hydrolium will liquidize. Once the machinery is gone, the shark should leave.
That won't work and you know it. We have to vent the toxin from the harvesting machine. Once the shark is dead, we can get back to mining the Kolto. You know what you have to do.
I just hope you make the right choice. We saw what you did out there on the cameras. Destroying the machinery was the right thing to do for everyone. That creature, the giant Phyraxan shark, the guardian of the Kolto or whatever it was, seems to have calmed down a lot. It may even be safe to go outside now, but we'll stay here and wait for the Republic rescue crews. Thank you for not making a huge mistake.